All right, let's talk about something we all do, scrolling. And we're going to tackle a question that, believe it or not, billions of dollars depend on every single day. When you're scrolling through your feed, what actually makes you stop and click on an ad? The answer, well, it's probably not what you think.
So where are we getting this from? Well, our entire explainer today is digging into this fantastic 2016 research paper from Konkuk and Korea universities. They decided to get to the bottom of what really, truly influences how we respond to the ads that are just woven into our social feeds.
So, seriously, think about it for a second. You're just scrolling along, scrolling. Maybe you're a little bored, and then boom, you stop. You actually click. Why that ad? Was it the flashy video, some beautiful photo, or was there something else entirely going on just beneath the surface? Okay, let's zoom out and talk about why this even matters. That tiny, almost mindless decision you make to click, it's actually one small piece of a colossal economic puzzle. This is the story of the billion-dollar click. And when I say billion-dollar, I am not exaggerating. Just to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about, the study points out that way back in 2014, Facebook's ad revenue hit $15.3 billion. That's the prize, right? That's what you get for cracking the code of the click. So how in the world did these researchers even begin to tackle this? Well, they focused on three key things, three values that any ad could have to see what really makes a difference in getting you to click. On one side, you've got the good stuff, the potential positives. Is the ad informative? Does it give you actually useful, valuable information? Or is it entertaining? Does it make you laugh or smile or just feel good? And then on the other side, you've got the big negative. Is the ad irritating? Is it just annoying or maybe deceptive? Or does it just feel invasive? They put all three of these head to head. And this right here is where things get really fascinating. Because the results, they kind of push back against a lot of what we think we know about advertising. The answer was genuinely surprising. Let's start with this first really important number, 1.91 times. Okay, that's super specific. But what does it actually represent? This number, it represents the sheer power of information. The study found that users were nearly twice as likely to click on an ad if they felt it was informative. Turns out, giving people real value is a massive, massive driver of engagement. Now let's look at the flip side, 22%. This number shows the cost of getting it wrong. Yup, the researchers found that if a user thought an ad was irritating, they were 22% less likely to click on it. Now, that might sound obvious, right? But the data puts a hard number on it. Being annoying doesn't just get you ignored, it actively pushes people away. Okay, so information is good, irritation is bad. Got it. But what about the elephant in the room? I'm talking about the funny, viral-style videos, the clever, entertaining stuff that companies pour millions into. Surely that has a huge positive effect, doesn't it? And here it is. This is the single biggest bombshell from the study. The perceived entertainment value of an ad had no statistically significant relationship with getting a click. Zero. Zilch. All that effort to be funny or clever, according to this data, it just didn't move the needle at all. So why is that? How could that be? Well, the researchers have a really powerful explanation. They basically suggest that an ad just can't compete for your attention against the platform itself. Your friends' vacation pictures, your family's updates, all those funny memes. You're already getting your entertainment fix from your feed, so an ad trying to do the same thing just gets lost in the noise. This table just sums it all up perfectly. As you'd expect, H1, informativeness, and H3, irritation, were supported. But look right there at H2, entertainment, not supported. But the story doesn't stop there. Notice H4 and H5. Those are about user habits. Were also supported. And that tells us something huge. The ad itself is only half the story. And that brings us to the other half of this whole equation. Because it turns out whether an ad works isn't just about the ad's qualities. It's also about you. That's right. The research showed that your own behavior, how often you use the platform, how engaged you are with it, is a really powerful predictor of whether you're going to click on an ad in the first place. Which brings us to our final key number from this study, 1.30 times. This one represents the power of the platform itself. The study found that people who were really intense, heavy users of Facebook were 30% more likely to click on ads than people who used it less often.
Basically, the more time you spend in that world, the more likely you are to actually engage with its commercial side. So, when you put all of these different pieces together, the qualities of the ad and the habits of the user, what do you get? Well, the research basically gives us a clear, data-backed formula for what makes an ad clickable. And here it is. Step 1. Provide real value. Be informative, be helpful, be useful. Step 2. Remove all the friction. Don't be annoying or intrusive or confusing. Just make the whole experience seamless. And finally, step 3. Find your fans. Target the highly engaged users who are already deeply invested in the platform. They're going to be your most receptive audience. And that brings us to our final lingering question. Look, the social media world has completely transformed since 2016. So we have to ask, in today's wild landscape of AI-driven content, TikTok, and influencer marketing, do these fundamental human rules, the need for real information over empty entertainment, and the deep dislike of being irritated, do they still hold true? It's something to think about the next time an ad makes you stop scrolling.